Doug and I got a 1,200-pound package yesterday. All right, so if you guys couldn't tell already, this is an ATV trailer that Bob from Metza Machines sent us. They are an importer of these trailers. This is an UltraTec trailer, and they're made in Finland. And the one that Doug got is a little different model than the one that we got, so we're gonna be doing a comparison video here coming up between the two different models. But what we're gonna do right now is get this thing all assembled and maybe try to put it through a quick test, taking some firewood or maybe some wood chips or something and see how well it hauls material around. So let's go ahead and get it assembled. All right, so here is our first look at the UltraTec dump trailer all assembled and actually hooked up to the side-by-side. You might be wondering to yourself, Adam, if you have a side-by-side and you load your firewood in there and use that to haul it out of the woods, what do you need the trailer for? Well, typically what I do is haul everything back in the woods, all my cutting equipment, safety gear, bar and chain oil, gas, all that stuff in the bed of the side-by-side. First thing I do when I get there is unload everything so that I have room to put firewood in the bed. And then I'll haul 2 or 3 loads out of the woods. And when I'm done for the day, my last load is usually full of wood. So then I've got to make one more trip back up to the woods to grab all my stuff. That way I can just keep all of my firewood cutting equipment in the bed of the side-by-side, firewood in the dump trailer, and I think this thing's really going to work out well for getting firewood out of the woods. So enough talking, let's head back there and go cut up some wood to see how much this thing can actually hold. nice load of cherry firewood. The way I see things, this is going to save me a couple trips in and out of the woods. If I was just hauling all this out with the side-by-side, I'd probably get these 2 front rows in the bed, haul it down to the wood yard, come back up, grab the second 2 rows, and then I'd have to make a 3rd trip, like I said before, to grab all of my sawing equipment that I can now take out all on the same trip. And the other thing I really like about this is all the weight and strain of these logs is supported by the framework and the axles of the dump trailer instead of the axles of the side-by-side. I think you guys have seen before when I haul a heavy load, this machine will take it, but it adds a lot more wear and tear. My bed would be almost rubbing on the tires of the side-by-side. So a lot less wear and tear on a much more expensive piece of equipment by using this dump trailer. Let's go ahead and take this down to the splitter, get it all split up. We'll stack it in baskets, so that way we can get a kind of a measurement of how much wood this thing will actually hold. right, guys, there you go. Just a hair shy of 1/3 of a cord, which is pretty darn good considering I remember my old Tacoma that I had with a 6-foot bed on it would get about 1/3 of a cord. So this is just a hair shy of a mid-size pickup truck. My F-150 I think can get somewhere between 1/2 and 2/3 of a cord of wood, but that's pretty good for an off-road ATV trailer. Now, would I put this trailer behind a 4-wheeler? Probably not. It'd probably be a little bit too heavy for it, but behind a side-by-side is good, and UltraTec also makes some single-axle smaller trailers that I would be comfortable hauling a load of wood behind a 4-wheeler on those ones, because you wouldn't be able to get quite as much weight in them. Now, some things I didn't show you about this trailer using it just for firewood is these gates on the front and back are removable. So if you remove both of the front and back tailgates, you could actually use this as a log trailer if you had a machine to load it. Speaking of that, one thing I would like to do is my 3-point carryall behind the tractor. I'd like to put a hitch on it so I could actually tow this behind the tractor. That way I could disconnect it, use the grapple on the tractor to pick up logs, set them in here, and then hook it back up and take it back out. And then I'd be in the same situation again where I'd be able to use the 3-point carryall on the back of the tractor to haul all my cutting equipment. So I think that's pretty cool. It does have this telescoping handle to help you lift a load. So this slides in and out to help you lift. Go ahead and cam this over. And it also dumps with some gas assist shocks. And you can see they're pretty heavy. You got to put a little bit of weight behind it to pop it back down into place. Now this is designed for off-road use, so I think the top speed that it's rated for is like 20 miles an hour or something like that. You definitely don't want to be pulling it down the road at 55 miles an hour. But because it is off-road, these axles on here are actually walking axles. So as you go up and over a rock, a log, a stump or something, they will actually pivot and keep the entire load level. In addition to that, the hitch on the front of the tongue actually swivels as well. So it's not going to want to tip the machine if this starts tipping, but your machine is on flat ground. So far, I really like everything about this except for one thing, and I think it's an easy fix. I would like to replace the jack stand on this from a telescoping one that just drops down to one that will actually crank and it'll kick up. I just like that style better because I know when I set this here to get the splitter, I had to run up to the house to get gas, and I don't think I'd be able to lift this up off the hitch with a load full of wood. So I actually had to walk back up to the house to go get gas. I'd like to be able to have something that I could jack it up and take it off of the side-by-side with a full load of wood in it. I could see myself on occasion running up to the woods, grabbing a load of wood, and then wanting to come down here and just drop the trailer off next to the splitter and take the side-by-side back up to the house and then come back down and split this at a later date. So that'd be something I think I want to change about this. Anyway, I think that's going to about wrap up our first test with this UltraTec dump trailer. I want to thank Bob from Metza Machines again for sending this to us. If you're at all interested in getting some more information like pricing and stuff like that, I will leave a link in the description. And if you want to see the difference between the model that we got and the one that Doug got, go check out One Eye Customs. He's going to be posting a video the same day this one goes live, so go check that out as well. If you guys enjoyed this one, give me a big thumbs up, click that subscribe button, and we'll catch you on the next one. Thanks for watching.